All right, this week I'm going to talk about biometric screening and what that is and what that entails. So I came across an article that was from Ohio State University, and now this does explain what a biometric screening is and what it entails. And of course, being a direct link to the Ohio State University, it does offer information on how you can get one. Through them. So of course, it's Ohio State, so not all of us are in or near Ohio, so not necessarily be feasible for us to go through that route. But what we can do is we get one through any local health organization that does offer them. So this article does explain what like I said, the biometric screening is, and what it entails is your height, your weight, your blood pressure, your total cholesterol, your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, and also covers your blood sugar, whether it's a glucose or AC1 or A1C, I mean. And so that's what that entails. So for instance, you can get a decent overview with just those. So for instance, height and weight. So if you base things on BMI, which that's based on, you can get a decent beginning gauge on where you stand. So of course, with BMI, with only having those two metrics of height and weight, it tends to lack a lot of depth and be able to look at necessarily someone, because if you look at someone that if a doctor comes up and they have a chart and someone is obese, and then they come up into the room and they see someone who's obviously obese, and they can look at their lifestyle habits and you're obese, you need to change something. You're pretty much as round as you are tall type of deal. Now, if you're obese because you're a bodybuilder, that's slightly a different story. So of course, with me, I technically, according to the BMI, I'm about 10-12 pounds overweight. But if you look at all other markers, the biometric scan, screening that this gets into, my cholesterol is always good, my blood sugar levels are great. And then we have to get into lifestyle habits once we look at the past the BMI, which is, like I said, is only two metrics of height and weight. So we have to take in a sense, have to take stuff like this and take it a step further, because a lot of those things that are in this biometric screening could check out, but you could be morbidly obese, and your lifestyle habits could be pretty much complete shit and everything. As in regards to the 7 pillars that I've mentioned before, the only thing you could have is consistently screwing up on on having good habits, or in a sense you could consistently be doing bad habits and everything. So what you need to do is take this and then also look at your lifestyle habits. So that's what I'm expanding on with just the screening. So what you need to do is also with your biometrics, biometric screening, you need to take a look at also your lifestyle habits. So are you for instance surrounding yourself with the good people, getting into good content online, or are you eating actual food, not stuffing your face with garbage? Are you physically active every day? Are you making sure you are sleeping properly, getting a proper hydration? Are you working on your mobility stuff, stretching? Are you taking care of your mental health and everything? So when you look at this biometric screening, you also have to take a step back and also look at your lifestyle habits. Okay, this checks out. What about my lifestyle habits and everything? So you have to take it a step further, and of course a decent another indication that this one doesn't cover is your resting heart rate, or basically when you're sitting here, me sitting here, what is your resting heart rate? So a couple days ago, as of this recording, I donated blood, and mine was a 54. So usually if you're doing all the stuff that I just mentioned with the 7 pillars, your resting heart rate is around a 65 or below. You're doing pretty good. But of course you could always if you're 60 65, you could get down to where I'm at or whatever. But if you're having those bad lifestyle habits, and your resting heart rate is up near 90 or 100 and everything, yeah, that is also not a good sign. So like you're gonna want to work on that and everything. So, and of course, getting back to the BMI, like are you obese because like your lifestyle habits suck, or are you obese because maybe you're a bodybuilder, and like which gets into like a body fat percentage. Like some of the numbers that I've come across, the range, the healthy range for like body fat percentage for men tends to be 12 to 16%, and women 16 to 20%. Now, women tend to carry a little more fat because of their ability to get pregnant and have children, so they tend to need a little more extra fat. So when they, if they decide to get pregnant, they have that little extra energy that they can help grow the child and everything. So that's why like the body fat percentage is a little higher than women. So now, of course, that doesn't necessarily say like, for instance, like if you're a little bit lower and you're trying to maintain like a for someone like me, last time I checked, I was around like a 14% body fat percentage, which is pretty much like dead center. So now if I were to lower that to like a 10%, 10-11%, does that one marker necessarily make me unhealthy? No, it just means that I'm carrying a little less fat than maybe I should in that like a 12 to 16% range that I mentioned. But if everything else checks out like that, just like with BMI, with just based on height and weight and everything, you can't necessarily take someone's overall health on just one marker. But like what you can do, like I like to say BMI is the first decent step on, okay, or like I said, and I reiterate, is someone obese because their lifestyle sucks and they're stuffing their face with garbage, they are as round as they are tall and everything, or are they obese because quite possibly they're a bodybuilder and they're carrying a bunch of extra muscle mass and everything? Of course, if you look at like your bodybuilders that step up on stage on Mr. Olympia, that's the other extreme of being like unhealthy. Because if you're looking at like someone like who's say like 6'6", 300 pounds, and they only have like 4% body fat or less, that's the other extreme on like of the pretty much the spectrum, like, and being like morbidly obese with no not doing anything good for you, like, or and doing completely negative lifestyle habits. That's on the other end of the unhealthy spectrum and everything. So like it's kind of like like anything, it's kind of like a spectrum, and it's a range, and you need to find like where you kind of fall on the spectrum of where everything ties together and everything. So and look at it like, okay, where can I improve? Like for instance, with the biometric screening of the cholesterol, your bad cholesterol might be a little higher than it should be. So like okay, so maybe I need like I've been eating a lot of eggs lately, so maybe I cut back on, instead of eating whole eggs, and maybe substitute for more egg whites and take out the yolk, so I can lower my bad cholesterol, or something like that. Like and like what you want to do is like work with like your medical team, and like also bounce ideas off like like getting back to your community with people that like you hang out with and everything, that like you want to hang out and like run with people that know stuff like this, and like maybe they have found like a trick with the diet, their nutrition that like works for them. You can try it, and like the worst case scenario, it doesn't work for you. Best case scenario, it does work for you. So a lot of things is like a trial and error, and of course it takes months, if not years, to hone in everything. So, and of course, when I say like something like that, a lot of people scoff like, "Oh, I don't want to spend 5 years doing all this shit to take care of myself." Well, just remember, the 5 years are going to pass regardless. So by doing all this work, in 5 years time, you're going to set yourself up to be in a better position than you are now. Now, of course, if you scoff and like, I don't want to fucking do all that shit and everything's too much work, well, you're setting yourself up for future failure and everything. So the choices we make ongoing every day pretty much either sets us up for future success or future failure. So into the idea of the biometric screening, it gives us like in a sense more data points that we can use to be able to like look at like our overall health and like what we need to do and everything. So like having as many data points as possible is always a good thing. So like now the biometric screening that like I'm mentioning this one, yeah, it covers like height, weight, like blood pressure, and like your like cholesterol and like your blood sugar levels. That's like a yeah, sure, it's just a snapshot in that like a particular time and moment and everything. But it, like I said, it does give you that data, those data points where you can look at it like, okay, well, where do I stand? And then like maybe you do like a biometric screen in the next year, and you look at it, and you can now have more data points that you can compare. So this is just like another like a thing to help get more data, so you can, in a sense, better yourself even more because you have more numbers and more data to work with, instead of you're taking out more of the guesswork that you're doing. So like usual, what I'll do is I'll link the article that is directed to the Ohio State University. So like I said in the beginning, not all of us have like a direct live directly or around Ohio, so we can't necessarily get to Ohio State, and with like them linking how they do this for their screenings and everything. So, but what we can do is like get with our medical team and our primary care doctors and stuff, and do biometric screenings that way. So like again, the article will be linked in the comments down in the comment section below.